Hi everyone, I'm Mackenzie Jo Anderson. This is my topic in brainstorming speech. I have 3 topics and then one mind mapping form that I'll be showing you. My first topic is welding, and my thesis statement with that is welding is something this world needs, and there's always something that needs some type of weld or use for it, and that's why it's important to you and I. The importance of that is we have a weld in our life no matter where we're at. If we're in our car, the frame of the car is being held together by welds, which is where 2 metals come together to a melting point from heat of a welding gun, and they're binded together. And we use that every day. The structures of our buildings, the beams in the buildings, the chairs, if they're steel or aluminum, and your desk, if it's not wood, it was welded together. I did a little research on this, and the research on that was there is so many types of welds that I didn't know about. I only knew the 2 that were MIG and TIG because it's stick welding, and that's what I use when I'm working with it. But there's a lot of others, and I also realized how much our life is made from welding, like the cars. I didn't even think of that, but that's something so big and important is our transportation and the buildings and houses we live in or the shops that we work in need some type of welding. And that's kind of why it's important to you and I. My second topic is farming, and this is the land mapping. It's very small and short, but it's important. And this is just off the top of my head. So this is farming, and the types of farm is chicken, which produces eggs, dairy, cheese, milk, and butter. Hog is sausage, bacon, and ham. Sheep would be wool, which gives us clothing. Chidlek and chops, lamb chops. There's crops, which is corn, beans, wheat, and then corn, or not corn, cotton, and that gives us clothing. So, farming is very important to us, and my thesis statement for that is there's a lot of importance in the farm life and the impact of farms that make on this world because you wouldn't have food on your table without farmers. It's so important because we wouldn't have clothes on our body without farmers, other than the people that produce a different type of material. But most of our clothing is wool and cotton, and a lot of our food on our tables would not be there for like vegetables that are harvested from farmers. Um, any type of meat is from a farmer. Our turkey, our ham, our beef, all of that is from a farmer that raised and butchered that for us. And that's kind of how it affects us very severely. So my third topic is horses, and my thesis statement for that is horses have been around since literally ancient times, and they have been, in my eyes, so important. And maybe that's why they're still around to this day. Some uses of horses are the first thing is Native Americans use it to hunt and travel, to move campsites, move around the US. The second thing is when settlers came to the US, they used horses to travel with wagons, which had all of their luggage from their home, all of their kids, all of their personal pets and their items, and anything else. They wouldn't have been able to travel as easy or fast or efficient without those horses carrying them across because we didn't have vehicles and things like that yet. I had to research a little bit on horses because I'm only familiar with the breeds that I have had and the uses that I know. So the one thing I researched was breeds, and there's a lot of different breeds of horses, and that's obvious, but I didn't know that people use all those breeds here in South Dakota. So there's Appaloosas, quarter horse, which I have, thoroughbreds. I have one of those, but draft horses that are used to haul big things and different things like that. And then also nowadays they're not as essential, but they're still needed in some lives. Like ranchers use them to bring in the cattle or work the cattle. So it's very important to some people to have horses, but this world and the settlers wouldn't have been able to be as efficient in settling and making the US what it is now without those horses. And the Native Americans wouldn't be able to use like their advantage of the horses to hunt and survive and travel when there was something coming that they couldn't get away from as easily by running or walking. So that is my topic in brainstorming speech. Thank you.